A-Bang, since they were stuck inside, they did.
But takeover! They got 3 kills! Oh my god!
Has to rip one out, and he does.
Welcome to the Overwatch Ace 2020 Championship. It's day number 2, and it's high time for the Grand Finals. An amazing best of 7 coming your way. But first things first, my name is Dax. Ooh, Mr. Asteroid, are you muted, good sir? Mr. Asteroid, I think you're
Sorry,
muted.
and
sir,
my
but
name is
it's all good.
Asteroid. There you go. I was muted for just a little bit. Sorry, guys. I was excited. I was
love
excited.
it.
And yeah, and I was
It's
I was
okay,
just
it's
saying
alright.
it's gonna be the two of us and Jago Z and Harold to give you the the action by action moment happening right now in the grand finals of Overwatch Ace 2020. And Dax, what yesterday has been, especially the second series, a turnaround with Jaco Bird up against Far East Society. So that's something.
I was. And you know what else is something? Our social media down below. You gotta check out facebook.com/BrothersEsportsTW for everything you need in the Pacific scene. Also, twitter.com/OWPatPro. We got featured for today, and of course, our brothers all the way into our other different broadcasts. But you are tuning on here in our English broadcast at youtube.com/AKGGamesID. That's ID for Indonesia, because these guys really bring in the best from the SEA region. But as you said, it was a pretty solid one over there. And we'll be checking out the bracket because we only have 2 teams left to ask right in our single elimination here in our weekend.
So here we are. We're just showing you guys the quick kind of recap of what happened from yesterday's matches when we saw A-Bang just do A-Bang things 3-0 against Connect Gaming, which I think a lot of people were kind of already understanding what was going to be the outcome. But the other best of 5 that happened yesterday with the Far East Society and Jaco Bird, with Jaco Bird sweeping the floor with a 3-1 end, that was kind of out of the blue for us. And now, of course, we're just waiting to see which maps we'll be having, as we are gonna go for our grand finals, which is gonna be best of 7, and we're gonna be starting with Ilios here, Dax.
Oh, it's a pretty interesting pick. We're going to be getting Ilios best of 7, though means that we'll have a different format from what we've seen so far in the group stage as well as the semifinals. Longer games, longer series. First to 4 going to be able to take that dub. But we start things, of course, on Control to see who's going to be in control of this set. And yeah, Ilios, an interesting pick to start things off.
Yeah, so, I mean, what do you think is going to happen here, Dax? I know that A-Bang has been pretty unstoppable, to say at the least. They have incredible players like Juan and Blue and Shaolin as the DPS guys. They were basically, when we saw them yesterday, the forefront, to allow A-Bang to do just everything. But A-Bang has a solid team throughout that you said from yesterday, that I believe, that I can remember, was like they came from different backgrounds, different leagues as well, and they just came back together to this particular team and started dominating. And dominating, they did not stop at all.
Yes, sir. And A-Bang, their core, the Nova MS boys coming together, Lord of Dragon Esports, and still tutors of them together over there. So you can actually check out the player profiles that we're going to be getting soon. But as I said, it's just a mixture of some of the best we've seen from the Pacific scene. That support line from Talent Esports, who was able to get the EU profiles as well. And speaking of profiles, let's check this one out. Let's see. Is this going to be Team A-Bang? Yes, it is. We got Mango Jai as well as CQB, of course, on those healers, the Talent Esports boys coming back together as one. And of course, Nova representing here, Crazy S, Nexus, Blue, and One. And Shaolin is such an integral role of that DPS dynamic, because usually we see One and Shaolin together, but in certain maps like escort maps, you get Blue in for the Widowmaker to get that hit scan. And the thing about it, there's so many dimensions of this A-Bang squadron, but the thing to also note is they are the bar that have been setting the tempo and the tone of the whole tournament. You see them play the meta to the best degree, and their adjustments have been ridiculous. But now, in terms of beat pictures, we got Jacob Bird, and look at that. These guys are young and looking to just bring it in. You got Teaser, you got TXQ4, and of course, we got Jaco and XRS or Ace right now, going back to his normal namesake, Ainzo and Calvin. And we cannot forget, of course, of Pauli, who's also a very, very important part of that support dynamic. Usually, Teaser's the one is in the bench itself. But hey, cool teams here.
Yeah, I mean, however we conclude this best of 7 grand finals, these guys are walking away with a hefty part of our 100,000 US dollar prize pool. Again, you know, which is in partnership with Activision Blizzard Esports. So that's all
Yes,
thanks to
sir.
them. And of course, also big thanks to our organizers, AKG Games, for making all of this possible. So I think we are almost ready here, Yax, to get started with this one. But, you know, we'll go with the predictions first. Since it's the best of 7,
4-1.
so that means
Let's
that we
go.
need 4 wins or 4 matches, 4 games to be able to get the W. What's your prediction, Dax?
Okay, I gotta say, it's all about A-Bang's adjustments here. And now, a quick little fun fact for everyone. The last time these guys met, Jacob Bird, surprising everyone, started things off strong in their best of 5 with 2 wins. But in the end, A-Bang says, no, we will adjust. We will go for the reverse sweep. And that they did, winning it out 3-2. And I gotta respect Jacob Bird. These guys have been the X factor so far for me in the tournament. I gotta say, when I looked at them the opening qualifier, I was like, it's kind of a bit lucky in terms of the bracket. There were a few issues here and there that were resolved in favor of Jacob Bird. And then they got into the group stage and then suddenly rose up the leaderboard. So it really goes to show this X Factor, this team that I've been keeping an eye out. Very, very impressive. But I got A-Bang still at the very top, and we'll be getting into the game right now.
4, 3,
It immediately begins. It's gonna be the grand finals here at Overwatch Ace 2020, and we have pulled the trigger here, ladies and gentlemen. We begin, and it seems like A-Bang gonna go for their standard composition with Jacob Bird mirroring as well. Immediately, Jacob Bird is gonna be coming in from the side here as they're gonna be flanking with Ace in the start position, but he has to back away immediately as he was tagged down to very low. He's gonna take his teammates for just a smidge, and we'll see how this goes. It's still control point not unlocked just yet.
And there you go, we will see here for the side of Jacob Bird trying to at least get into control. But A-Bang bringing in the hacks yet again from 1. It's going to be Somber Reaper versus Somber Reaper. And this is going to be an interesting call here from the side of Jacob Bird because A-Bang, they have been known and renowned to be some of the best in running this composition. And the last time I saw these guys, they surprised everyone with the Ryan Zarya instead. But no, here on Ilios, especially that, well, it is a death sentence to be playing a siege-based composition. And right now, A-Bang is just taking control with the dive, moving on around, and getting their ultimates online.
Now, when you have this kind of tight corridor map that is Ilios, and you have yourself somebody like Shaolin playing on the Reaper, he just deals so much damage. Immediately, Juan will be activating his EMP because he had it. They had the positioning as well, and they're going to use this to forward their placement here on the first point. And they actually are starting to stack up in terms of percentages, and they're taking out Jacob Bird supports one by one. Smart decision there, as Jacob Bird is kind of struggling here and bleeding, trying to run away as much as quickly as possible as they can to regroup and not lose any more, because that will definitely prolong their suffering for the moment, as A-Bang is just on top of their game for this moment right now. Dax with 55% already on the point and a lot of ult in their bag.
Yeah, it seems like it. They're really trying to get everything they can and more. But Mr. Asterai, I really feel like who's not going to be suffering here will be the winner of this series. $25,000 for winning this one best of 7. Really goes to show the prize pool here in the Ace tournament. Absolutely huge. But that Crazy S making a bigger impact, a bigger splash with a bomb onto 2. Jacob Bird right now trying to survive. But the problem for them is even though they have the ultimates, it just doesn't matter. They're not in position to let it rip. And that is going to be A-Bang tearing them apart. They're also going for the stagger here at the poly. Again, they get that kill. No, Einzel will protect. And Jacob Bird should have this next fight maybe in their favor since they have all of their ultimates online and ready to go. But we have seen Juan do miracles with the EMP before, and maybe he can do so yet again here.
Look at this. I love how our observers are just able to hold that in. But oh no, he got EMP'd! Shaolin wanted to go for the sneaky, but it seems like Jacob Bird saw him, as well as Ace just being a madman on that Sombra, able to kind kind of cancel his thought process, his sneakiness, and Jacob Bird finally, after 99% of A-Bang just taking out that point, they finally have a little bit of foothold in this first map. Though the thing is, though, is that they used a bunch of their ultimates, a bunch of damaging ultimates as well, so A-Bang is looking to get this back quite quickly, but we'll see how that works out for them because one activates his ult.
EMP gonna be online, gonna be getting 3 TXU4 though, with a beautiful sound barrier, and you gotta say Jacob Bird, they were pretty responsible with using only 3 ultimates, but right now, they do need to bail this out because A-Bang is getting back into position, and we have seen this before from Team A-Bang. 1 EMP from 1 is just basically gonna allow them to win the game, win the point back, and that should be that. Overtime taking on down. The only one who can make it here might be Einzel or Calvin. The D.Va trying to get back in position. There's a test though, and Jacob Bird doesn't want to let up whatsoever here, Mr. Asarai, but CQB with a boom, forcing Einzel to pop the Prime Rage a little earlier than he would like. And now the coalescence from Angajai. This man can get the beams crossing every single time. Self-destructo on the east side. Here we go yet again. Death Blossom right now from Shaolin. And the showdown is upon us. The Death Blossom getting to A-Bang right now, proving their strength, proving their worth. And this is why they are undefeated in the group stage. This is why their adjustments have been on point. And this is why they will get this 100% on well.
A-Bang is just a well-oiled machine. That's they're just doing everything so perfectly. Yes, they did lose that one fight where Jacob Bird was able to force them out, but that was because of Ace finding the opportunity to get the EMP, and everybody from A-Bang was obviously disabled. They couldn't do anything, and Jacob Bird just steamrolled them. After that, Jacob Bird, they just didn't find what they needed to counter the retake of A-Bang on the control point as well. And now we're looking here for the second one. We'll see if they're going to be able to try to defend this, because A-Bang, they're coming out with a, well, pardon the term, with a bang.
Yes, and you know what is going to be a big boom here is that Vara Mercy. Now, Jacob Bird has whipped this composition against A-Bang before in the group stage, and now A-Bang, after a reverse sweep there in the group stage, they have learned their lesson, and they are immediately going for the Vara Mercy dive. This is such a good pick right now from Team A-Bang. They have read their opponent like a book and more, and they are just destroying every single sideline that they can. Shaolin is already at 63% on that rocket barrage. This is just complete dominance, and Jacob Bird now going to be flying in the skies. They have to mirror, they have to answer back. And we will see if Jacob can duel against Shaolin here. As here we go again. It's time for flights, and it's time to see who can take control as A-Bang gets the points.
We're gonna go to the skies. Well, we did see yesterday that Jaco is also a fantastic Pharah. That's why you were kind of punning about how, you know, that's why it's called Jaco Bird, because this guy is in the bird, hitting the shots, but Shaolin is also, to his own right, a very deadly Pharah player who has 83% in his ult pocket already, and hitting these shots definitely gonna make him much more scarier. But this is an aerial dogfight from both of these teams, but still, at the end, at the back of our minds, it's the control point that is still in favor of A-Bang. It's still stacking up. Shaolin has been shut down here, though. I'm not sure if he respawned or was revived, but for the moment, Jacob Bird are going to be forcing the hand of A-Bang. Go outside first. We'll take this point for me. Yes, sir. Thank you very much. But it seems like A-Bang is still contesting for as much as possible. One activated an ultimate. I don't think that actually hit anybody except for Polly as well as Calpin, but maybe that is only what they needed to do so, because one is destroying D-Mex the D.Va, and he's going to slap that skin suit silly, and it's going to be, once again, A-Bang forcing their hand, but Jacob Bird has finally gotten the point.
Yeah, but it's basically a honeymoon here, Mr. Asteroid, because A-Bang will immediately take it back. So from honeymoon to a divorce real quick. But something to note, yeah, that EMP there from one, not the best from what we've seen so far. Only getting Polly, and honestly, Diana, not the best target for it, but at least he hacks up Calbun, allows him to charge up that EMP yet again. When you look at the dive composition, it's all about hacking that D.Va and saying, oh, you have a very big hull. Thank you very much for the ult charge. And yo, Shaolin gonna be catching that one out, kissing the bud goodbye. Polly gonna be going on down. Jacob in the meantime, though, trying to get on away. But A-Bang right now is really showing us that they are the top team to beat, not only with their skill, but with how they read their opponent. They have adjusted so very well, and even though Jaco has the Rocket Barrage, he swaps over to the Echo just to try and cancel it out, try and fight out Shaolin with that speed, but it might not matter here because that's already a first pick up from Mangadai.
90%, I don't know what's gonna happen. Oh no! He clipped the wings of Jaco. He's down. They spotted him. Jaco run, Jaco run. He's gonna try to do the best, but oh my gosh! Mangalong Jai hits a mid-air sleep dart, counters Jaco, shuts him down, and I think that should be this Ilios map already because A-Bang is just... They're just 100% right now. They are looking so sharp, and I don't know what Jacob can do on the Ilios one. Just look for the second one as well, but this is just gonna be kill after kill. That's gonna be, I believe, Shaolin with 2 with the Rocket Barrage, and A-Bang wins. Ilios, 1 point already in this best of 7.
This is 25k form, guys. This is A-Bang hungry for a championship. What a sight to behold. And I gotta say, for Team A-Bang, this is a team that refuses to be surprised anymore. They are ready for everything. They are ready to fight. They are ready to face off. And you can see that here for Team Jacob Bird, they're very comfy on that Ryan Zarya. Unfortunately, it does get manhandled into the meta right now with the dive itself. And A-Bang's like, okay, you have to play our game first in Ilias well, and then on Lighthouse, surprise, surprise, at Fara Mercy, really impressive play. Shaolin again showing how flexible he can be, especially on the projectile roll. And it's just ridiculous on how he does it with that Fara, 60% already. Gotta say though, A-Bang in control.
Yeah, in control and just unstoppable. And we're just looking at the highlights here real quick for you guys because, I mean, there was just a lot to process in that particular game. I mean, this first point, it just seemed like there was really nothing that they can do. And I think it was, you got to put it all to the credit of Shaolin. His positioning as the Reaper, able to shut down multiple targets while not actually putting himself in danger as well, was just fan-freaking-tastic. And aside from that, the placements, the timings on his Death Blossom, so good. Able to get 1 to 2 targets, that is big as a Reaper.
It is, and he was just able to go for the dance of death immediately. And look at this, 1, impressive at still getting the hacks no matter what. Even though he had a little bit of an iffy EMP once, it's like, oh, shake it off, we are just good to go. Sleep Dart, as you said, that was huge from both the Sombra as well as the Ana. We saw it, right? It was a hack. It was an EMP catching out the Echo, and then like landing on down. You know when you're at an airport, you see a plane slowly descending, and just suddenly Sleep Dart take a nap as their airplane, and that is just that. What a win from A-Bang. And you know, I was saying this might be a 4-1 for A-Bang. If they keep this tempo up, this might be 4-0 watch right here, right now. But Jacob Bird, this is a team that if they can play in a comfy map, in their comfy style, I can see them take a map and maybe try to run away with it. But it really depends on what we'll be seeing next, because A-Bang, they have shown that they can adjust with the Far Mercy. Will they be playing something like the poke against Orion Zarya? Will they just say, no, screw it, we're just gonna play Winston and Diva together? Will we see the Zarya Roadhog? You know, there's so many components right now, and this A-Bang team, I've said before that this is the best configuration I've ever seen them throughout the years.
And this is going to be
Temple
our
Anubis,
second
though.
map here. Temple of Anubis. I believe we did see Jacob Bird take this one from Far East Society, although it was
sir.
a very yesterday, yeah, with like a really drawn out match. It still was Jacob Bird who got that W. So maybe just maybe this is gonna be their comeback here against A-Bang.
Yeah, EMP position is going to be absolutely huge here, Mr. Asteroid. We saw from yesterday, right, that EMP was the one that won it out against Team FES. And the last time, there was a really fun moment from the group stage that the first time the Jacob Bird and the A-Bang squadrons did face off, they actually went 6-5 on Temple of Anubis. So you already know that these two teams can bring it their all and more. You know that these two teams are going to be bringing in the fights no matter what. And we'll see though, if A-Bang is really in playoff form, it's just a complete masterclass, a complete level up from what they've been doing so far in the group stage, or will we finally see Jacob Bird eke one out? You know, this Jacob Bird squadron, there are just so many people amazed from what they have done. This is a team that basically yoinked the slot of top Thai team from the recall tournament they had in their own local scene, and they were just like, hey, we can actually win this, we can actually go into the Ace tournament. That they did in such a good fashion. The young bloods from the old Savior squadrons, and then they have their head coach, they had the main team's head coach to work together there. They really have proven to be some of the best, beating the likes of the old guard that did move on to other ventures in that recall tournament that I've been saying. They brought in Calvin to fill in the role that Pally swapped over back to support, and they called, "Hey Ace, you know there's a tournament named after you. You know you can change your name back to Ace when we make it to the playoffs." And you know he has been an ace for that team. It really feels like it's a royal flush waiting to happen. But sometimes the house always wins, and the house right now is looking to be A-Bang.
Yeah, and A-Bang's just like, always dominating. Anyways, I believe we're going to take a quick break, guys. So we'll be back for game 2 in just a jiffy. Oh, wait, no. Sorry. It was a transition. You know what? I am
Right?
like, I was so excited for today that I would say, I'll be honest, I had very little sleep because I was like thinking, what's going to happen here? And it has it's caught up with me a little bit. But you know what? It has not caught up with A-Bang. That's the important thing here, all right? That's the important thing here. Because they are just on point right now. Let's see what one does with the sneaky little flank maneuver from behind the scenes.
Okay, so we will see a standard composition first and foremost for both sides, but I'm having fun with this series, and A-Bang right now is again letting Juan do his thing. He's like, okay, go please shoot them and try to get that EMP. Jacob Bird is just be like, oh, okay, we'll just take that and more. And this usually does allow the Moira to get a quicker ult charge, but no, it doesn't matter. But never mind! I was just about to say ult economy in favor of A-Bang, but you know who is actually getting the economy here, Mr. Asteroid? It's Jacob Bird. They got an initial pickoff. What happened there to Team A-Bang? They just gave up their lives for free, and that is just not going to work out whatsoever. Even though Mango Jai is already so close to the coalescence, it doesn't matter if everyone is dead. And might be a slip up there from A-Bang. A little bit of a moment of weakness, and Jacob Bird taking the first point for free.
Oh, Jaco, he's got to be careful because somebody has already perched himself on top of the pillars there. Here at the second point in Anubis, that is going to be Shaolin. So they got to be a little bit respectful, but Jaco Bird is going to be coming out from the sides here. Coalescence activated by Polly, and they're going aggressive, but the 6-man EMP, 5-man EMP actually here from one will disable every single member of Jaco Bird, and I think, well, they got their wings clipped. They got to go back to the drawing board for the moment as they are getting thwarted here. Forced back by A-Bang. Oh, or now, but wait, no, I'm wrong. Jaco, he's actually taking so many kills. Shaolin activates his own ultimate to counter the Death Blossom from the other Reaper here, but it's still not working because Jaco Bird, they're standing their ground. I thought that they were backed off here by A-Bang, but they're still surviving. They're actually still winning the duels here.
Interesting call though, and I don't like this for Jacob Bird in all honesty because A-Bang still has that spawn advantage. They do need to get these quick outs quicker, and immediately as I say that, there you go, they're proving me wrong, and they are going on to the point itself. It was a very shaky shot there, Mr. Asteroid, because we saw A-Bang go for their own sand barrier, but Jacob Bird is hungry for a win, hungry for a round, and they are trying to do it right now, but this is really the only round here because A-Bang, they come from spawn, they come on in from the pyramid, and they walk like Egyptians with the Winston, and Nex is going to be able to get that kill. Now this is a problem for the attacking side because they are going to be spawning from very far off, and you can see that A-Bang is going to be beating them back. Very, very interesting call here from Jacob Bird. I do not say that it was wrong, but they needed to get those kills a lot quicker than that, and with A-Bang able to stall, bring in their Winston back, and even swap over to the Roadhog, you can see the difference. Jacob Bird does get one tick though, so there's a bit of consolation prize, but very, very good defense from A-Bang when suddenly everything looks shaky out of nowhere.
I'm not sure if you were able to also see that, but everybody from Jaco Bird basically left the point that they were camping just to chase down Shaolin when he was going underneath the bridge, and nobody was getting the point. I think if they at least had 1 or 2 people, they might have been able to actually get 2 ticks already here onto the point. There is going to be, of course, the ult again from one, and they're just going to force their will against Jaco Bird here and say, get out of our house. This is ours for the start, and they are just going to be able to push them out for the moment. Crazy Ass is actually defaulted to using the Roadhog. I like this one because they're going to be able to use that hook, line, and sinker to isolate some targets, but for the moment, A-Bang takes a little bit of a breather as they stop their oppressors, which is Jaco Bird.
Yes, sir. And, A-Bang has been taking a breather with that Roadhog. Crazy Ass is still going to stick with it, though, because he has that Whole Hog. So, an interesting call. They're going to have a harder time to deal with Jacob right now, unless we see Crazy Ass just do something crazy and push that Death Blossom all the way to the other side. The EMP online, though. Beautiful play from Mango trying to get away. And there we go. They are on point. They will go for the EMP, and that will just immediately erase Nexus from this existence. Ace, though, has got it, too. There we go with Jacob going for the Death Blossom. Sand Barrier is the answer. Beautiful hook going to be into play, though, to try and catch at the Reaper again, and that is going to be a hack onto Shaolin to cancel out the Death Blossom of A-Bang itself. Jacob Bird, though, still keeping it on. They are getting the frags that they need, and this was my only concern with keeping that Roadhog alive, keeping that Roadhog in this composition. There is no way to go for the counter against the direct damage of the Reaper, and Jacob Bird is going to be going for the primal reach as well. Mango Chai right now does get one with the Cole, and that's going to be Nexus getting the stop on. There we go again with Crazy S with the hook like and sinker that you have been fishing for, and this should be A-Bang defending again. 2 ticks though have been taken, and they are very close to getting it, but A-Bang is making them work for it and more.
Jacob Bird, they're not the flightless bird like a penguin. They're a flightful bird like an eagle soaring up in the skies, because right now they're taking a flight. They are taking they're just basically taking as many wins as they can against A-Bang. These slight little wins all accumulating into these 2 ticks already, with also, look at that nice little triangle on the 3rd tick. It's like 90% done. Once again, beautiful EMP from this man. You're always going to look forward to how he utilizes this ultimate to force back his opponents, and with his team able to wipe out the faces of Jacob Bird from the earth. They're going to have to go and respawn once again at their point, and I mean, they still have 1 minute and 30 seconds left onto the clock, so it's still possible here for Jacob Bird to complete the 2nd point with 3. But once again, they really can't, I think they have to make something work right now, because it seems like Jacob Bird, even though they're doing a good job, is, of course, being under the strain of going up against somebody like A-Bang. Shaolin has shifted up to the Tracer, does have the Pulse Bomb, and with the help of Crazy S, they went around the flank, and with a big chunky boy like Roadhog to be able to do that, you know that A-Bang knows their timings as well.
This is perfect from A-Bang. They see the Ryan Zarya again, and they're playing proactive. All throughout this round, they have been proactive, especially on the 2nd point, with one getting positioned for beautiful 6-man EMPs. But this is just one more step with it. Roadhog plus Tracer means that they are going to be going for fishing, they are going to be going for blinks into the back line, and they are going to be targeting who they can actually catch out with the Ryan and the Zarya out in the front, poking and prodding, looking for the back line. Jacob Bird, though, still has 1 chance, because that was a very quick fight, and with the Death Blossom, it might make a difference, because as we said, no defense matrix on the other side. Jacob Bird, though, does need to get in position, so they are going to be going in through the Necropolis. They are going to be going inside to try and survive, but one again with an EMP. He will be getting 4, and A-Bang says, there are we go again. We are going to be stomping on your grounds, and this is just desecration here by Team A-Bang. Jacob Bird might be able to touch one last time if they go for the ball or go for a really quick speed boost, but the XQ4 has to make this one work for his team, or maybe Ace has to show up there.
They gotta run, they gotta run. There's the damaging orb from Mangalong Jai here, just to kind of soften up the blow of his opponents. Ainzo! Oh my gosh, no, there probably won't be enough time. They are rushing in onto the site already here, but this is Jacob Bird with not the full 6 of their composition. Shaolin was able to stick in 1. That is gonna, oh my god, wait! Calvo was able to use a Graviton Surge into the Death Blossom!
The grab to rule them all. Okay, that's right, you know, gravity is not your friend. Oh my god, what a beautiful Graviton Surge there from Calvin. He got it at the right moment, at the right time, especially catching out the Tracer, and the Death Blossom was perfectly on point. Jacob Bird, I'm getting flashbacks of some old games I've seen, because they just run on it and they do get that takedown. Now, A-Bang, sure, they were able to get an impressive initial pickoff, so I understand their entrance defense, but then again, if you're all gonna be collating together on top and letting yourself get Graviton Surge like that, no sir, you are gonna die to Death Blossom. And, you know, I've been setting up this Chekhov's gun the whole time. That's Roadhog, that's not Diva. And in the end, Jacob Bird is going to be proving me right. Thank you, Jacob Bird. And they do the Death Blossom to win it out. But something to note, though, is they don't have any time here, Mr. Asteroid. And if A-Bang decides to just play their A-game and get a full capture with some time, you already know that 1-tick defense on the 2nd round is going to be even harder for Jacob Bird. But that is going to be an interesting conundrum, because A-Bang, a while ago, they just gave up that 1st point for free. So they do have to get back into form and wake up if they do want to actually get some captures here on Temple of Anubis.
And that would mean that Jacob Bird, they really have to stand their ground here. I mean, yeah, they can forfeit the 1st point, because obviously it's going to be more difficult for A-Bang here to go for the 2nd. But I would think like being able to at least chip more time away from Jacob Bird in the 1st point is going to be more important, because they just work well together. And I think second point takes is A-Bank's specialty. We'll have to see how this kind of works out though. Ace, he's got all the information in the world, gets spotted out. He's going to have to back away at some point here. Just says, yep, I saw what they were, but look at this one. Is this Shaolin with a... Oh no, it's one on the counter. Sombra for the moment. Nice little hack there on TXQ4, and they're just gonna go into this alleyway there and just get mauled in by the basically meat grinder that is gonna be Jaco Bird. Jaco here gonna be on the front lines. We're gonna be seeing if he's gonna be able to find some targets. Immediately forces the teleportation there from the Sombra and goes into the middle of it all as he's finding more targets, but he really can't find any shutdowns because it's just A-Bang. They know how to work these close quarter combats, and even through all of that, Ace still finds Shaolin, and it seems like Jacob Bird finally getting some kills here and there.
That hack, it didn't lead to any kills at the very start, but it did lead to the DMech, and that really just hurt A-Bang's chances there, because hacking Illusion means you don't have that speed boost. Jacob Bird answering back immediately, and with that one fight, they take the ultimates in their favor. They go for an EMP, they're going for the spawn camp right now, Mr. Azrai. And you know, while all of this is happening, as they pop the Coalescence, they're gonna have their tank ultimates, they're gonna have that Death Blossom, they're gonna have that Sound Barrier, and that was all thanks to that one hack cascading to every single little bit here. A-Bang, though, gonna have their own ults, and we have seen one get in position every single time. All they need to do now is execute the same way they have done so far.
Oh, nice timing. I'm pretty sure no Sombra will be able to get to tag the other Sombra. The timing is just way too good. And one, how are you this good with those EMP timings, as well as just being able to know the space around you to even find 4 targets in such a narrow corridor? Jacob's gonna be here in the back of the line, but glad to see that he did not use his Death Blossom there because he had no teammates right near him. Even if he got the 1 kill, it still was not enough to force the members of A-Bang back, and A-Bang will finally secure themselves this first point with a hefty 4 minutes, actually 5 minutes on their timer. So Jacob Bird, they gotta be ready because the siege is gonna be coming.
Yeah, it really feels like the siege is upon us. But you know what, Mr. Azrai, if A-Bang does win the whole thing and win their prize pool from the group stage itself, will we see one actually change his name to win with the battle tag change? You know, drop that $10 just for that out of the 43k they can do. But you know who is gonna be Mr. 43k right now? Shaolin again, gonna be bringing in the Death Blossom, and A-Bang says this is our point now. They might be able to move on in and just secure this immediately. But Jacob Bird gonna be going for the Sound Barrier to initiate. EMP again though from Mr. Win himself. One gonna be making it happen, and Shaolin is gonna be tearing up house. These EMPs have been sublime here from Team A-Bang. They are completely on point, and while Ace is trying to go for his own EMP, he's gonna be ultimating to Sound Barrier in response to TKB as well. And you can see right now the Sombra is just making such a big difference here for Team A-Bang, and they are just needing one more tick to have such a big advantage to take this map. Coalesce still into play for Volley, but no, they can't even make it to the point. Calvin trying to angle that Diva Bomb, but unfortunately there is no one touching, and Jacob Bird now has to struggle into this round, Mr. Azrai, because they have to defend 1 tick for almost 4 minutes.
At one point, I actually thought that A-Bang was the ones defending, because they had the entire site. I wasn't even looking at the meter, and then I just looked, oh, there's 4 minutes, and then A-Bang wins the second round? What? Oh, right, they're attacking. That's just how good A-Bang was in forcing the hand of Jacob Bird. And I kind of, like you said already, you know, with Juan able to just to hack as well as EMP at the right possible times to counter any form of retaliation here from Jacob Bird. And this is just making it, well, you know, lack of a better term, hell for Jacob Bird to do much of anything. And aside from that, honestly, my goodness, the backline of A-Bang, we always talk about how Juan, Shaolin, they're doing their jobs, yes, but Crazy S being able to absorb a lot of the damage as well as CQB with the timings on his Lucio barrier, that's also something that you have to, you know, give a lot of credit to. And, you know, to not even speak of it as well, Mangalangjai with his Coalescence, able to top off his teammates when they really needed to as well.
He's been the fastest one to get Coalescence. I don't know the exact stat, but it feels like it's like 40, 45 seconds for him, even less, because he has been impressive. And that's one big reason that A-Bang has been winning these games, because of that Coalescence difference. And right now, Juan also has been making a difference, because we see Ace right now is playing more passive. He's waiting for the Sombra to show up. He's waiting for an opportunity to try and take control, and they are going to be beating Juan back. A while ago, we saw him going for direct hacks, and it didn't really work out in a way because A-Bang always had a way to counter. They do wait for one to try and set up, but right now they are just going to be moving on, and Ace though with only 33%, one in the meantime has been beaten back and he's only at 24%. So for now, Jacob Bird is doing a really good job to prevent that EMP from coming, but it does feel like it's only a matter of time, Mr. Asarai, and with A-Bang set up onto the high ground, they are looking to defend their spot here. And here we go again. Seems like A-Bang looks like they're on the defense as Jacob Bird is on the attack, but no, it's vice versa because Jacob Bird is the one trying to hold off this 8 points, and A-Bang looking to angle, looking to go for the fight, and this is just book warfare here from both sides.
True enough. We'll see how this kind of works out because it seems like it's going to be A-Bang now starting to get themselves that nice little point in as Jacob Bird is struggling to force them back. And like you said already, again, it's just going to be the coalescence coming out from Mangalonjai before Poly. But at the end of it, it seems like A-Bang is up and above. Ace is the last man standing, and that is going to be already W for A-Bang in this Anubis map. And they're looking mighty fine, starting off this grand finals with 2-0 already. Jacob Bird, they stepped up, but they need to step up even more, onto the plate and shake their boogie a little bit harder.
They have to. They really have to because A-Bang has brought in a completely different standard. And in that second round, in that defense again, it really felt like for Ace, he was just trying to counter out the hacks, trying to counter out that Sombra. But we're going to be checking out, of course, the highlights there from that matchup. And boy, that was a doozy there, especially from Team A-Bang. Second point was just always theirs, not just on their defense, but also on the attack. Ridiculous.
And now let's check a quick little, replay here, highlights as well from that previous match. But you just got to give a lot of credit as well to Jacob Bird. Even though they lost that Anubis map, they had so much gusto in this when they were on the attacking side, able to get that second point away from A-Bang. Granted, though, they did expend all of their time in the bank. But it just goes to show that they're kind of still adapting to how A-Bang plays. Because A-Bang is just, like I said before, a well-oiled machine. But Jaco is kind of like is trying to update themselves, download how A-Bang is playing. And I feel like if they can survive this second map or the third map, they might be able to, maybe get that reverse sweep. Because right now it seems like A-Bang is nigh unstoppable.
It does. But there's the one thing right now as one has shown us beautiful EMPs here than everywhere, that A-Bang cannot be napping in this series. They have to respect Jacob Bird, and doing things like this, being proactive between the Roadhog and the Tracer when they go for the swap like that, then that is one way to go about it. Because they do need to make sure that they are always 110% against Jacob Bird. Because we saw a while ago, on that first point, they were just overrun immediately. Beautiful EMPs again from one, and it's just a matter of a duel of positioning, a matter of a duel of the setup. Beautiful grab on Surge though. We saw this before from Jacob Bird. They need one play to clutch it out against a team. We saw it in the semifinals, but here in the grand finals, they need to do even more. And a hack like that from Ace onto the Lucio is just more of the low-key kind of things that he's been doing. Perfect hack at the right time, but it's still not going to be enough to beat A-Bang, because A-Bang suddenly, they just decide, hey, we can win this out, they can go for it. And this is just ridiculous here from Team A-Bang. They suddenly get that coalescence. That coalescence from Mangalonjai has been the biggest boon here for this team. And every single time they go for the fight, they are ready with the top up, they're ready with the Death Blossom as well, and they're just completely on fire with the components that they need, Asarai.
Yeah, able to string together those ultimates, just kind of work seamlessly to stop Jacob Bird at every point in turn. That's a specialty here for A-Bang, and it seems like, Jacob Bird, they're eating it all up. In any case, again, what's going to happen here coming into the third and fourth games, I'm not sure, but I'm definitely looking forward to it. And honestly, yeah, it's been that was a lengthy highlights, but you know what? It was packed to the brim with a lot of eye candy for all of us viewing. So I believe we are just gonna get a go for a quick breather here, guys, because we're gonna at least me and Dax, we're gonna take a break and hand it over to our co-casters, which is Harold and DZ or Diego Z. So right now you can see it down below in the overlays that A-Bang, they got their second win already, but this is a best of 7, not a best of 5, so it means that they still need 2 more wins. And of course, with those 2 matches, there's an opportunity for Jacob Bird to maybe get that comeback, but they have to do it now because, of course, A-Bang, they basically have their number, and like I said, they are just rummaging through this one.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. And don't forget, guys, we do have that giveaway going on in the chats. And don't forget to check out our socials. But a 2-0 lead here for Team A-Bang. Asterai is looking pretty in control. Can they run away with it and get the sweep? Will we see Jacob Bird get some maps or go for the reverse that we have been looking for? We'll find out, of course, after our break. And of course, we'll be saying goodbye for now. And maybe even saying goodbye for the whole thing if A-Bang will take it. But no, there's a lot of hope right now for Team Jacob Bird. And we'll be leaving you guys with so much energy from our co-casters. It's gonna be pretty ridiculous though. This series still continuing on with here. What a series, and we'll be right back, guys. Here, stick around in our grand final broadcast. Okay, thank you. Oh, thank you. Goodbye. You guys gotta take a breather. We're done. Honestly, this is
Wait.
4-0.
Actually,
Yeah.
actually, if
Yeah.
if
Winky face. Let's go!
We're all the way in spawn because we all just died, and the overtime counter is ticking down. We're running out of time. The game is about to be lost, but one of our tank gets an amazing touch on the point. We're able to rush back into the fight, and then I'm able to take out one healer and then another healer. And before you know it, pew pew, we're chewing through their tank line. I managed to turn into Ash. Now I have all these new abilities. I throw on my dynamite, I get a bob, and before you know it, their entire team is dead on the floor. By then, we've secured an impossible win. Moments like that are why I love Overwatch. Because even when everything is stacked against you, if the team comes together and everybody supports each other, you can absolutely turn the tide. Thank you so much for watching. If you want to see more videos like this, head over to playoverwatch.com.
Welcome to Overwatch Ace 2020. We've just concluded with Group Stage Week 1, and we've already got a bunch of highlights for you guys to watch out. Now, if you're wondering, we actually have 8 teams in total vying to be the best team in the Pacific region, from 5 teams coming in from the Open Qualifiers and 3 teams that were invited to compete in the Overwatch Ace 2020. So without further ado, let's check out those snappy, spicy highlights. We're gonna start off our highlights with one from A-Bang. Already playing on the Genji, almost up with his Dragon Blade, and he's looking for the prime directed, the prime target. Spots out the healer and the Widowmaker in the back line on the top, or the high ground rather. Apatow and Vital made quick work into Sushi they will be, and now Juan has done so much damage already, able to pick up more here. A couple of the stragglers from the side of Watermelon Waddlers, and that is gonna be it going into the next one, as well as Masu once again on the Genji. Okay, 2 for him. He's looking for a third one. His victim once again finds the Ana into the back line, and he's just gonna be following it up even more here, making it difficult for the Reinhardt to even try to find a good angle for him to defend on. Follows up on the Doomfist as well as the Wrecking Ball, but Masu has done the deed, has done the damage. And going into the next one again, Connect Gaming's Ask rips out the Graviton Surge. Easy for him, easy for his teammates, and that was just quick and clean coming out from the Zarya player of Connect Gaming. Incredible damage, incredible presence of mind to use that at the perfect time to get his teammates that victory. Immediately going in onto the next one is going to be Far East Society's Sagi with the Echo as well. Of course, he's going to be able to mimic that Genji quickly with a great Dragon Blade play, but immediately goes into Jaco's Death Blossom. Okay, we see you, Jaco. We see you. You're doing incredible work as well. And of course, Sagi's not done. He said, Jacob, get out of these highlights. We got this one again with a big EMP coming out from his Sombra plays as he was able to disable everybody from Battle Angel right then and there. And Sagi, he's not done just yet. Rips it out through the Transcendence, but he is denying the Deadeye from that McCree. And there you have it, the Overwatch Ace highlights from Week 1. Be sure to come back next week for Week 2 highlights here at Overwatch Ace 2020.
I am not seeing anything on my screen right now, but it doesn't matter, Diego, because what we'll be seeing today is a continuation of the two most deadly teams in this tournament so far. That's Jaco Bird and Abang. We just saw two maps of it, two completely dominant maps from Abang. That was some non-stop action. We want to remind the folks at home watching right now to check out Blizzard Esports Taiwan, TW on Facebook, and of course, Overwatch Path to Pro. That's OW Path to Pro on Twitter. Easy, non-stop action and dominance from Abang just now. How are you doing?
I'm doing great, man. Like you said, Abang has been doing phenomenally throughout this whole tournament. But of course, I do not want to deny the amount of effort and the amount of plays and the moments that Jacobird has been putting into the match. Like if you just saw in the past two matches, they're just like the Fall Guys. No matter how many times you fall, you gotta always get back up. Yes, we're gonna be seeing the next thing soon. But Harold, yeah, let me know what you think about what's been going on.
As we just said, Abang taking the first two maps. That's Ilios and Temple of Anubis. We're going to be heading over to an escort map, Watchpoint Gibraltar. We saw this yesterday as well. We called the Jacobird match yesterday. We saw how they emerged victorious in Watchpoint Gibraltar, and it led to a reverse sweep of the FES, Far East Society. DZ, for the people at home that haven't seen the previous matches, Jacobird were the only team to push Abang all the way to the brink of elimination in a 3-2 thrilling 5-map set in their previous meeting. Before that, though, Abang got the upper hand with a clean sweep, so now we know Jacobird knows how to improvise, survive, and adapt. Can they apply that today? Can they be the ones to reverse sweep Abang in revenge?
Well, that's what we're going to find out, and I'm hoping to see it because I want more Overwatch, I want more action, and I want more action definitely from Jacobird. Even though Abang do look like the team to beat, Abang is the team that they're going to need to stop.
That's right, Diego Z. $25,000 on the line right here, right now. Abang needs 2 more maps to take it. We're going to be heading into the game in 15 seconds, Diego, because we have selected the map. The players are ready, willing, and able to put on a show. You look ready. I'm excited. Let's find out how things are going to go as we dive right into the map. We're going to be heading into Watchpoint Gibraltar. For those of you who are familiar, who have played Overwatch before, the OG map, which used to be 3 capture points, Diego. Now, all you need to do is get to 2 checkpoints, and then you've got it. You've done it. You've done it all the way. What are we going to expect from Jacobird today, DZ?
3 checkpoints, man, that was a long time ago. But yes, what Jacobird is going to have to pull out today, they're going to have to, again, to make sure that they keep an eye on the bridge where most of the points of contention will be. Right now, you can see here, Abang is perched over at the, as I said, and in the small room near the bridge, while Jacobird is taking their time, taking their sweet time, being patient as ever. But you, of course, when it comes to patience, Abang is that team which dominates totally on patience.
Complete team chemistry we've seen from Abang, and now we have a mirror composition, DZ, from both teams. Oh, and Ainzo gets picked early. Not looking good for Jacobird in the opening salvo as first blood has been drawn by Abang here on Watchpoint Gibraltar. Another pick, Blue this time, getting his counterpart Ace. You can't get kills without the help of your teammates, and we saw that right there. Jaco now trying to get into the back line, getting a little frisky, hot and heavy. Praise, though, equal to it and knows how to protect his healers.
Huge stoppage there
pick
from
this time by
Abang.
Ace, DZ. Double
This
pick,
might be a shift in
Blue and
momentum,
Pop as
Harold.
well. I apologize for interrupting you.
No, it's okay, I understand. But yes, this is a definitely momentum shift for Jacobird. Earlier, you can see that they were kind of tripping and that they were getting stopped heavily by Abang. But now with those 2 key picks from Ace as the Ashe, we may see an early cap with about 2 minutes maybe in the bank, possibly. We'll see how it goes.
And we hear the Mercy ultimate, Mercy Res coming into play. No, that was the Valkyrie being pulled off here, and it allows Jacobird to push forward with confidence as Abang have had their front line shredded. Diego, first checkpoint already taken by Jacobird. 5 minutes to go. They have a lot of time in the bank, and another elimination in their hat.
Yeah, that was a great elimination. Towards the end of that point, Crazy is going to be delayed heavily there with that as Diva. And now we can see that Ace, again, is perching herself on top to lay down any bullet fires for the approaching members of Abang.
The high ground so essential in every battle, in every tactical war, as we've seen in Star Wars before. And Blue pulling out the Bob counter to Ace, and Ace's Bob getting shotgunned back with a vengeance, and Blue now trying to establish a foothold here. The Ace is getting shot to his core by the Winston. Unbelievable. Both tanks investing heavily and paying dividends there. Unbelievable. I love this aggressive play from both teams. We see the self-destruct coming on. No kills, but who does get a kill is Jaco of the Jaco Birds. And one by one, DZ, Abang starts to fall. The wrath of Jaco Bird is here.
For a while, you thought A-Bang was the one were the ones getting the upper hands, but Jaco and the rest of the DPS, along with some of their supports, were just dominating the latter end of that clash. For a while, Jaco wasn't even pushing that. They were just stalling. They were just fighting the fight as long as they could. But for some reason, towards the end, they managed to pull it up, and now they're inches away, even just a few feet away from the point, Harold.
And as we say that, DZ, Abang get the momentum shifted back in their favor. Total dominance in that last exchange. And wow, now they have perfect position. Like we said earlier on, the high ground is now theirs, and Jaco Bird have to make their way towards the payload first before they can begin pushing. This is completely professional play from Abang. Coordination of the highest level as we see a pick on Ace early on. They're gonna have to invest the res already, and 2 picks by the way of Abang again. I can't believe this, Diego. The action happening off screen, but it's nonetheless impactful as Craze moves back, ensuring the res comes off so they don't have to wait for Juan to run back.
Yeah, it seems like Jaco is still somewhere hiding somewhere around while the rest of his team was getting picked off. So they're looking for them. There it is. They found the stray Jaco lurking around as Tracer, looking for a pulse bomb. I believe the pulse bomb was taken out, but no connect whatsoever. Angel does have as long as 2 supports of Jaco Bird. This might be where things change, Harold.
The Transcendence has been forced, Diego Z, and that's exactly what Jaco Bird wanted. They wanted to get the Zenyatta off the high ground and invest in ultimate as well. Unfortunately, Ainzo unable to capitalize with the rest of his team, and now it's a Tracer on Tracer fight. It's a bit of a dogfight once again on the ground. Abang, knowing where their limits are, they're gonna have to fall back a little bit and establish position because Jaco have a long way to go before they can get to the payload. They have a bit of a march, and that's a lot of time and space that they can't afford to waste, as an Ace has to force Craze off him, and an early pick from Nexus, also known as Noah, and Ace as well falling now. The coordination from Abang keeping the Winston alive from the brink of death has been essential here, DZ. Communications out the wazoo.
Jaco is kind of drawing these fights out too long. As you can see, it's already 1 minute from the original 4-minute 45-second time back. They've been in this spot, in this phase of the hangar for about 3 minutes in total. A-Bang right now is keeping their calm, keeping their defense, making sure to draw out the timer. As you can see, Jaco right now is looking again for that pulse bomb, but Juan finds one of himself. It is right now currently even. Oh wait, no, I take that back. It is still in favor. Oh my God! Jaco finding a key pulse bomb, taking out Mercy from A-Bang, but still A-Bang has majority of the roster still on that fight, Harold.
Oh, DZ, the fadeaway shot, reminiscent of one Kobe Bryant. Looked fancy, but in the end did not reap any rewards for his team. Sometimes you just got to get a fancy play, and you might get included into a highlight reel. But Abang, again, DZ, still looking dominant and still with perfect positioning. As the rest of Jaco Bird have to trickle in here, they have to create space. Both tanks, Ainzo and Kalboon, pressure is on them right now. As once again the dive comes in. Oh, and the counter dive as well. This time from Abang, isolating the Zenyatta, forcing the trance on both ends, Diego.
That's true. A-Bang right now do have all the advantage in the world. They have 3. They had to be ultimate. They still have a Diva bomb, self-destruct from Crazy, and Jaco might not have an answer. The roster right now is still even. An even amount of eliminations now to boil down who can survive the longest. Right now, it's Ace on the and Ace does have a Genji. Ace on Genji is there. Angel with Diva and the Winston. The support TXQ is still alive. Right now, it looks like Jaco Bird has gotten their footing, but A-Bang is struggling quite a bit to get a foot on defense for the hangar point.
A regroup has to happen, DZ, but you don't want to back a wounded animal into a corner because we know what happens. The Dragon Blade comes out, and an early pick here from Jaco. This time by the way of the Tracer, following up on that initial slice from the Genji. And right now, 2 picks already in favor of them. Oh! And Abang's gonna play it safe, Diego. They're gonna
Some team is playing Fall
and
Guys
regroup.
after this.
They know how it's done to get a crown. Let's see if they can pull this off in the final portion of Watchpoint Gibraltar. We're gonna see a bit of a character switch here from Jaco. Is it gonna be a Reaper? No. Yes, it is gonna be a Reaper. Comboed with Ace on the Soldier 76. We've seen Jaco so effective on the Reaper throughout this tournament. The self-destruct coming out along with the Bob. Oh, no picks as Juan, able to boost himself up to Ainzo and finish things off. Blue as well, finding an elimination. Mango Jai cleaning things up. Zenyatta's can be so deadly when they're given free reign, as we've seen from Jonak in the past. DZ, Nexus, and the rest of Abang looking quite stellar with 30 seconds left.
Things don't look so good for Jigglebird in terms of ultimate counting, while A-Bang still has 2. The DPS have switched from Ace back to Tracer and Jaco to Sombra. So we're going to see a lot of blinks, a lot of sneaky Menage plays here. We'll see because we have one last push left from Jigglebird to get this one, Harold. I guess you like that.
Definitely, because we want to see the starship that was meant to fly pushed all the way to the very end, Easy. We want to see an interesting fight, and that's exactly what we're getting. Both teams spread out throughout this final portion of Watchpoint Gibraltar. The shots hopping and then shooting. Blue finding a kill. Can he get this Tracer as well? Tricky, sneaky into the back line, and the Diva has been demech. Craze finished off. The Winston now pressuring and trying to clean things up for his team. Right now, Abang have total control of the point. This Diva's not going to be in his spec for long. And, managing to get away. We hear the pellets being pelted at the Winston. Harambe is angry and victorious for this first round, Diego.
Those pellets that have been pelted have proved to be victorious for A-Bang right now. Well, not really victorious yet, so to speak, but they did manage to keep Jigglebird at bay, about only 67.31 meters away from the final point. So here we go. A-Bang is A-Bang's turn. A bit of a switcheroo. A-Bang now is going to be the one pushing the payload. Maybe they can push it farther. Maybe they won't. Jigglebird might do better. Might be able to stop it longer. We'll see. Stop it shorter or so. We'll see about that, Harold. What do you think Jigglebird is gonna need to do in order to stop the assault of A-Bang?
They got to split up that team, Diego. The coordination is too intense. It's too good. The chemistry making work of Jigglebird, making short work of Jigglebird, because they can't seem to take control for too long. Abang knows when to give up a point. They know when a fight is lost, and they don't invest too heavily. And that's essential to this tournament so far. There's a reason why Abang has gone undefeated all this way, and they're proving it right now on your screens live, folks. DZ, once again, $25,000 to be split 6-7 ways. That's a lot of cash. That's a big payload.
I would buy so much beanbags with that money. I would buy that much beanbags. I haven't sat on a beanbag Yes, I haven't sat on a beanbag in 15 years.
Oh man.
But anyway, starting off with this first.
You can't get too comfy, DZ, and once again we see the dive composition, dive tanks at the very least for Abang as a Blue, making sure that the range and the backline are covered on the Ashe. Let's see if Ace on the Sombra can hack his way to victory with his team. Jaco getting eliminated early this time by the Winston, and the Winston doing work with the help of his DPS. Oh my word, Juan blinking left and right, and now the healers are zoned off, and the rest of Abang are free to pick up where they left off. The rest of Jigglebird unable to answer right now.
Mango Jai looking amazing right now on that Zenyatta play, taking out a key tank in their lineup, taking out the Diva, taking out Calvin right now, and with the rest of the support of the DPS. A-Bang is doing a phenomenal job pushing this payload. Jaco right now has to regroup, reset, and find a way to stop before A-Bang gets any further.
That's right, DZ. You can see the team is completely split. Both DPS are in enemy territory, and that's not going to be good. And there we go. First checkpoint taken. Dominance established. Abang looking to get home quickly, DZ. Send Jacob Bird fishing and packing because right now they want that money. They are hungry. Oh my word, DZ. This ape has gone primal. Here we go. The healers and the diva left in this room. Oh, and the enemy Winston here. Enzo getting picked off with a little help of his team. DZ Nexus looking really good today.
Oh my god, how is Nexus still alive in that small corner where almost 100% of the action is happening? He just can't seem to die, but that is definitely a lot of help from CQB and Mango Jai on support, healing him, making sure he's still alive. And still, if you look at the point, despite the fight being drawn out so long, I don't know, maybe I'm sure they're keeping one person on the payload because it's still moving, Harold.
DZ slow and steady wins the race, and sometimes you gotta do it with a flourish. Put in a little extra elimination juice on that victory because Abang looking really good. Oh, we see an elimination through the coalescence as Craze trying to keep his team alive with that defense matrix. And once again, we see Jacobird finally swinging things their way. Is this a tactical reset from Abang, or is Jacobird finally getting a foothold on things?
Seems like they're gonna get a foothold on things for a while. You never know what might happen. A-Bang has proven us time and time again that they can swing the tides, they can tide the turns and tables change. But Jacobird is definitely gonna have to find a way to stop a 2 ultimate setup from A-Bang.
That's right, DZ. And as we can see now, both teams opting for a little high ground battle, a little melee this Spooktober, as Juan gets the back half. Sneaky, sir. And Betty, pleased with that. Mr. Deeds would be proud. DZ, how on this earth was that allowed to happen by Jacobird?
I don't know. It was so sneaky that I didn't even notice until you pointed it out. I don't know what was distracting me, but man, what a back cap from Juan on Tracer. See, this is why you can see that A-Bang is the was.
No, man, what distracted you was what distracted the entire Jacobird team, and that was the coordination from Abang.
Oh yeah, definitely amazing distraction there. We can see a drone view from the last fight of this match. We might the last fight of this map. We're gonna see how things go. Right now, Jacobird is kind of in the advantage. They have eliminated 2 people from A-Bang, and it's up to A-Bang now to regroup, which is what they might be doing. They're going to be pushing a bit. They have the 1 diva. I think they're overextending in this case, you can see. And I hope they don't overextend too much, because once someone gets eliminated, that's... You might want to call this map pretty early, but so far, Jaco's hooking heads with the Reaper.
That's right, DZ. Abang with a bit of a regroup once again. They do have 2 ultimates online. They're about to get a 3rd with the Lucio sound barrier. I'm curious to see how this next engagement will go, because the melee is happening all throughout. There's no respite for the Wicked, no breath to be taken. We hear a hack going off, sound barriers left and right. And right now, Jacobird are down a man, DZ. Self-destruct coming in, trying to even the odds. Mango Jai healing his team as much as he can, but Blue out for blood. Can this be it? Abang looking good as a Winston. Enzo, Primal raging on the point, trying to buy his team some time to get back here onto the action, but Blue warding him off. You can't put a Winston in the face of a Reaper lest ye be killed. And there we go, DZ. Oh, Blue though, finding some rockets to the face courtesy of Kalboon, and inches away, 5 meters away from their destination, from their checkpoint. Abang have been stopped. They have 3 ultimates once again, with a EMP about to come online. 5 ultimates now, ready for them, or about to be ready for them, coming into this fight. Oh my word, big EMP. Only getting Nexus there. No saying no to that. As a big head coming the other way, and a Death Blossom comboed. Oh my word, DZ, the ultimates are flying in fast and thick, but right now, Jacobird have no response. Advantage goes to Abang in this tie. We're up 3-0. Jacobird need that reverse sweep to stay in this.
Take a breath, Harold. You were riding that wave for the past minute and a half. Amazing play from A-Bang right there. Jaco, so disappointing. They had struggled here. They struggled quite a bit with that last one. They almost had it though. But yes, the A-Bang managed to pull off an amazing EMP in that last moment. They managed to get a lot from Jaco Bird. So we're gonna see a replay right now of one of the highlights of this map.
Easy Ace early on, trying to get those picks clicking and finding a pair of the Abang team, but unfortunately, Ace was not able to lead his team into an ace, into a huge victory that would have made things a lot more interesting and would have relieved a little of the pressure. Right now, they're feeling the heat, DZ. They're feeling the need to succeed. That's all they can do right now, lest they be eliminated and we crown our first Overwatch Ace champion.
Yeah, Ace has been pulling off amazing shots and clicking heads, along with like we saw in that earlier, the first clip. Those are 2 key kills to get them through the first point. And right now, Ace again manhandling all the rest of A-Bang in that small corner, doing the best he could. But of course, Nexus does manage to finally take him out to put a stoppage on their push.
DZ Nexus so aggressive. I love how his team is supporting him, enabling him, like Bumper in the initial season of the Vancouver Titans, just allowed to play aggressive, allowed to be fed into the other team, and just finding every single crucial pick needed. You're talking about space. You don't need space when the rest of the team is dead.
That is true. That is true. Right now, we're going to see what Jaco has to do in order to pull off an amazing victory, hopefully for the next map. Because right now, A-Bang has taken this map. A-Bang is now up by 3-0, Harold. What is Jaco going to have to? What are they going to have to do if they want to pull off a win? Maybe one more map, or maybe even 2, or maybe even take this even further.
DZ, 3 things. They gotta eat, they gotta pray, and they gotta love their tanks. Because right now, their tanks are getting shredded and their backline are getting harassed. All right, Juan and Blue doing work for the entire A-Bang team. And the thing is, Mango Jai is contributing on the kills. Zenyatta's can be essential when finding the essential picks. And DZ, people were asking, we need more replays, longer replays, and that's exactly what they're getting in today's production. Here, once again, we get a close view of that in-corner melee, that in-corner bash and thrash from Abang. Sick plays being put forth in front of us.
Yeah, it's definitely sick play. We saw, I'd say like 40-50% of the fights were in that corner of the hangar phase. And it was this part of the phase now we can see the most amazing EMPs. And that double death blossom for both teams. Wow, truly amazing plays, Harold. I cannot wait to see more.
I can't wait, Diego, to get our second map going. We have, technically, you and I have 3 maps to cast in today's production. But if it only goes 1 map further, I'll be okay as long as it's close as we just saw. Abang have won the 3rd game, for those of you just tuning in. So it's a win or go home situation for Jaco Bird, people. DZ, I've seen Jaco Bird do it before. They've reverse swept Far East Society. They've pushed Abang to the limit. I want to see them do it again.
So would I, and so would everyone else in chat. We'd love to watch more Overwatch, especially of this intensity. You can't deny that we have seen such amazing plays, such amazing movesets, clicks, headshots, bamboozles, EMPs, and everything, Harold. I'd love to see more.
All right, we'll see more in a bit, but we want to remind everyone that we have our next map in the wing. It's King's Row, selected by Jaco Bird. For those of you fresh eyes here on Overwatch Ace, the loser of the previous map after map 1 picks the maps. So we got King's Row, DZ, a hybrid map. First, you must complete the wheel of misfortune and take the payload. And then moving forward, you got to push it with your back, with your legs. Don't do it with your back, with your legs. All right, the entire team, or maybe just 3, to maximize your chances. Push the payload all the way to the end. I'm excited to see how these teams will do it because $25,000 on the line, and I can't say it enough.
And I can't emphasize again how much I'd love to buy beanbags with that amount of money, Harold. But yes, I love to watch
This is
Kings
not
Row.
money.
It's one of the best maps in the game so far. Yeah, as a hybrid, my choice as well. What I usually notice is that, well, at least when it comes to Kings Row, is that there's a lot of turns at corners here as well. This is the map you want to use the map to your advantage. The structures, the sides, the walls, you can use that as cover. If you don't have a tank in front of you, you always got to be able to pick them off and watch the corners and use that to your advantage.
I wholeheartedly agree because I've seen how much the map architecture comes into play, not just in the first portion, DZ, in the entire map. It's unbelievable how much tactical knowledge comes into play when playing in Kings Row. You can get great bamboozled like the LA Gladiators have done in the past. You can play a little hide and go seek like many teams before them as well. Here we go, easy. The match is up and running. Jacobird versus Abang, fourth map. We're gonna see Abang versus Jacobird in potentially the last fight here, the last map of Overwatch Ace 2020. Initial picks, fairly even trades. One healer down for each team, Diego.
Yes, absolutely. A-Bang does not has to make sure they don't get picked off early because the walk back is extremely long. It's fine if Jacobird, they may have lost to Lucio, but Lucio of all people, one of the fastest characters in the game, can get back to the fray easily. As you can see here, A-Bang is kind of pulling back a bit to re-strategize. They're giving a few ticks, but in order to be able to eliminate the whole team of Jacobird in that one push.
Shaolin shooting into the crowd and praying for a miracle, but right now he's getting sprayed with the coalescence, and Jacobird are looking really good here to take this payload to move it forward.
That was an extremely fast push there by Jacobird with 5 minutes and 30 seconds. I think they did it in one push. That was one whole push. Good job on Jacobird. So again, that's the nice thing I like about Jacobird, Herald, is that they start off really strong. All they have to do is keep the skill level. They got to keep this momentum in order to overthrow A-Bang.
Cleaner than a professional shave, DZ. That last and first push was incredible. Now we're going to see how Jacobird can move through the streets phase, the streets of London, in a bit of a not post-apocalyptic, but in a future setting. I love the sights and sounds, but I love the eliminations more. This May is going to look to wall herself off from the rest of Abang, as now the EMP comes off, gets a big 5-player touch, and the rest of Abang cleaning things up. Shaolin doing work there, thanks to the EMP of one, and they have won that engagement quite handily.
That was one heck of an ultimate, Herald. That EMP from Juan definitely won them that fight. And with the help, as you said, with the help of Shaolin dominating the skies, rocking out the skies, if you will, taking out majority of the team. As you can see here, Jacobird, although they may have faltered, they do have 4 ultimates ready. And you can see Jaco trying to take out the Mercy, but can't seem to find it. With an early death loss, it might not take any hits, but Shaolin completely counters, taking out 2 more from A-Bang, although the Zarya Calvin has taken out the Sky Dominant Shaolin.
DZ, that's so uncharacteristic of Jaco to blow that Death Blossom too soon. Unfortunate there, as A-Bang now continue to press their advantage. They do have a little more ground, but Ainzo swinging wildly here, looking to get a home run, but right now, Jacobird are going to continue to push.
Yeah,
Another
I got
getting
stuff
4
off from that one.
people.
Whoa! I love to see that.
now-
Another amazing EMP.
Diego, right now, Abang cleaning house once again. Coordination is key. We've said it time and time again in our past 2 days here at Overwatch Ace. You can see when Abang knows not to push the issue. They know when to get back and regroup, and that's the perfect example that you think that they've lost the advantage, but they're just regrouping and enabling themselves a better opportunity at multiple picks. As Shaolin wins the dogfight again, this time Jaco getting rezzed by TXQ. Can Jacobird get themselves out of this hole? They have their other tank split. Ainzo getting his armor, his health shredded. And here we go, another rocket barrage. This time only getting 1, and Shaolin getting picked off in the air. Jaco trying his best here with the rest of his team to move forward, but right now he's getting hampered and hammered, trying to get another Primal Rage going with this duplicate. DZ Jaco getting melted in that ultimate. That might have been blown too soon again from our DPS hero.
This is definitely going to be hard for Jacob. Without their shield, without Ainzo and Reinhardt, they're going to have a hard time pushing him because the amount of DPS, the amount of shots being thrown at Jacob right at that hole, it's just too much for them to handle. Even if they have a Roadhog, even if they have a Diva, that's not enough to keep them from not getting damaged by the onslaught of Shaolin. And that EMP from Juan we just saw now, completely removing the skill sets of the whole team of Jacob. I said it again, I said it before, the sneaky Minaj plays from this one, his EMPs are definitely on point, Harold. I can't emphasize that enough.
DZ, incredible play from Abang once again. Jacob can't get out of this Arc de Triomphe, seemingly stuck here by the incredibly coordinated plays by Abang, and right now they're looking to move forward. Their tanks pushing ahead, looking to create space. We see the whole hog here from Ainzo warding off Abang, but for how much longer? Jaco getting a crucial pick on Shaolin with the help of his Mercy up in the air. This could be the moment they've been waiting for. A self-destruct could be in hand thanks to this duplicate by Jaco on the Diva. He's gonna try and make this pay quite well. Here comes the first self-destruct. He's gonna remech a pick from Ainzo. DZ getting the opposition tanks, both Ace and Ainzo making work here as Shaolin finally falling. They could make it to this second checkpoint, this first checkpoint actually in the streets phase, Diego.
Off screen, when we saw that pick from Jaco on Shaolin, we got to see Juan dish out another EMP that did get 5 of the 6 members of Jacob, but despite that huge play, Jaco is still in the game, and right now we can see another clash right here. We have a few meters away from the second point with Juan and Shaolin. The DPS quickly making work for the rest of the team of Jaco. Jaco right now has only 20 seconds left to make one last push in order to stay in the game.
Oh, this is cruel and unusual punishment, DZ, as Calvin is forced to run away in Baby Diva form. I don't think they're going to be able to touch. This could be too little too late as the payload begins to move backwards with less than a second left.
No!
Abang have done it once again from the brink of extinction. Well, not necessarily, just for this specific round, DZ, they look to be conceding that second checkpoint, but just when you least expect it, they pull it out. And Jaco Bird now looking at their own extinction. This is a type of bird, DZ, that we may see go the way of the dodo.
Well, I'm hoping for, a Mighty Ducks play from the birds in the sky. Quack, quack, quack. I'm rooting still for Jacob Bird. I want to see another map. I want to see them defend this now from A-Bang's push. I think right now Jaco's kind of faltering a bit, but we never know. A-Bang might slip up at some point. Jaco does seem to have a good record also, from what I know on this map, so we're gonna see how things go. Although again, like I want to point out in that last push, Juan and Shaolin are so hot right now. They got the crucial picks off of Jaco Bird in order to stop that last point. Like you said, Calvin was left to run away, and in the Baby Diva without her mech, so that's a lot of time wasted on their end. So Harold, here we go. This may or may not be the last moment for this tournament, but we'll see.
Easy, Shaolin and Juan are so hot right now, like the proverbial Hansel that they are, but just like Eastland against the Mighty Ducks, Abang could falter at the last moment. We could see a moment or 2 or 3 or 4 of weakness to get Jaco Bird back into this, as a Lucio gets his head clicked almost immediately from Ace. Jaco Bird, DZ, trying to stay in this, and Jaco himself getting an elimination on CQB immediately. And the Sombra poking and prodding at Pali. Pali managing to stay alive, and right now, DZ, Abang are split. This could be a long way around for Abang. They know they have time, but they can't delay for too long as Jaco Bird getting really aggressive.
Again, we have seen it before. Like I said, Jaco does tend to start off really well, but somewhere down the line, A-Bang just seems to be able to adapt to their play. I think that's the key when it comes to A-Bang. That's their specialty. They can adapt to almost any play style with their experience. Right now, you can see that Jaco is still taking clicking heads. Chewing bubblegum, clicking heads. If I say so myself. Crazies, though, with the Diva making it work as well of the opposing team. Right now, it seems like A-Bang might be able to get this one because the walk back of Jaco is going to be quite a doozy.
Easy Jaco is all out of bubblegum and is just here to click heads, but unfortunately, Abang once again pulling things out of the wazoo, and now they're gonna get some progress here on the payload. Will they unlock it? I think they will. They're looking quite good. The res does come in, but only to get his teammate eliminated once again. TXQ, an ill-advised play, but hindsight is 2020, just like the year we're in right now.
Wow, right now DPS 1 and 1 is pushing as much as they can. They're extending as much as they can in order to get all the elims they need. They need all the time they can get because right now A-Bang has 4 minutes and 40 seconds to push. That's so much time. Jaco Bird is gonna need to regroup. They do have almost 4 or 5 ultimates ready in just a few seconds. They do have a Primal Rage coming out. Bob the Destroyer. Or I was about to say Builder, but you know, Destroyer did sound a bit more appropriate. Jaco does have the Rocket Barrage ready, so we're gonna see if they can clutch this and they can stop A-Bang at that point, at that corner, that crucial corner of King's Row.
Easy One and Shaolin looking to end this quickly and early. They don't want to have any room for error. They're scouting out the back line. The big EMP coming in, grounding both the Mercy and the Pharah, but the Sleep Dart coming in perfectly timed by Pally, but Craze is taking out Jaco, and TXQ dying in the fire. Crazes as well doing work. Ace is going to be taken out as well by the Winston, and this is not looking good for Jaco Bird because Abang is just sweeping things up. Angel going down as well. Crazes managing to stay alive in that engagement, DZ, and we are so close to the bitter end for our team from Thailand. Abang all the way from Taiwan looking so good right now. It's tasty. It's tasty. They got a touch because we're only 1.99 meters away. The hack coming in on Jaco. He's grounded, DZ. What can they pull off? The Rocket Barrage is going to be coming out in desperation pretty soon. There it is. He almost takes his own life, but the defense matrix ensures it. Revive coming in here for Jaco. TXQ trading his life for another, and one by one, DZ. Each elimination is coming in. The Transcendence is forced, and it's looking kind of good for Jaco, but we've seen this before from Abang, letting the other team compose themselves before the final flurry, and that's exactly what we're getting right now. The Diva has been hacked. Another EMP coming in. Kabu's gonna get cleaned up here. They can't waste time because, oh my word, Abang Maria has finished this tournament in style. Complete sweep by the way of Taiwan.
In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, amen. What a play from A-Bang. What a play from A-Bang. And here, and Herald, they are the champions. They have won. They have conquered the odds. They have fought it out at the top seed, and everything just went well. And now they can buy all the beanbags that they want.
DZ, it pays to be good. And you know what? We've seen experience come out for the better. These players from Abang, with their World Cup experience, may be proving dividends, may have proved dividends throughout this entire tournament. They've been so dominant. They had one player from Hong Kong, and that was Mango Jai, who we saw merge so well with the rest of the team. Completely undefeated was this A-Bang team throughout the tournament. They only had, I think, 4 maps taken from them as we look. I thought we were going to get some replays, but we're going to go straight back to us. No, this might be the replays now. DZ, Pally, valiant effort here as the Moira getting a bit of a nail claw into Mango Jai's face. But it's looking so good at this moment for Abang. When you see 5 members of your team hacked, you know you gotta run away or just face defeat in the face.
I gotta point out one thing. We did see Pele earlier, right? Pele earlier. In the last push of Abang, when they were just helped with the Diva, with Calvin, was trying to stall as long as they could. You can see Pale right in the backside is Ana, healing Calvin as much as he could in order to stall the last point. But still, of course, you know, A-Bang was completely all over that point, and they managed to pull out the victory.
DZ, A-Bang took this with a bang. Unbelievable stuff. As we see a couple of highlights from Jacob Bird here. You know what? You got to give it up to them. They came to play, and they did not give up 1 inch. They needed to come in with their A game, and unfortunately their A game wasn't good enough. And Shaolin here, only getting the Moira, but still we see how crucial the rest of their team follow up, DZ. That's exactly what A-Bang brought to the table, was that team chemistry that we talked so much about over the past 2 days, necessary and essential for the victory and for $25,000. I can't say it enough, Diego. 25,000 big ones. Look at these plays. Jacob are doing everything they could. You don't name a team after a man if he doesn't do work, and this guy put a lot on his back.
Yes, definitely. I also got to point out, you know, the amazing performances from both D.Va players, both tanks, Crazy and Calvin. There was not one moment, I swear to the Lord, there was not one moment where their D.Va Matrix did not eat up like a complete rocket barrage or a death blossom, utilizing the skills that they had to their fullest. So amazing, again, performance from the tanks, keeping it calm, keeping it cool. Crazy, Calvin, Angel, and Nexus. Same character same character composition, but they play so well. And if you saw, Nexus was always on point when it came to, like, you know, diving through the back line, getting the crucial picks, getting the crucial kills in order to push the payload a bit forward. You got to fix the escorts, and also you've got to give it up. Again, like I said, Juan and Shaolin from A-Bang, the DPS were always on money. They were always on point. As you can see, this is the last one here. We can see so many. Everything, like I said there, see that, the D.Va Matrix is completely eating that rocket barrage and the res coming out there. This is where you can absolutely see the best plays of Overwatch in these kinds of moments. And here again, if you look at the corner where the point is, you see the tank, you see Calvin stalling the point as long as you can. Over there in the backside, Pale's sniping as Ana, healing Pale as much as he can. Even though there are both like 4 people from A-Bang on point. Amazing plays, amazing strategies, and amazing Overwatch.
Easy superstar performance from everyone at A-Bang, and I don't want to forget the healers. Every time you'd see the tanks get so low, somehow they'd survive, and you know how. It wasn't just pure positioning. It wasn't just clever tank play. It was also because of their healers. Unbelievable job being done on all fronts. DZ, we're going to be taking a break in just a little bit because we're going to hand things off to our co-casters, but we want to show on your screen right now, yes, for those just tuning in, A-Bang, however you want to say it, they are the champions of Overwatch Ace 2020, taking it with a complete sweep of the field.
Oh man, I want to know what kind of what kind of broom they used, because if I could sweep as good as they could, I'd be an Overwatch pro myself, Harold.
DZ, if I could get that broom, I'd be flying. It's probably a Nimbus 18,000 at this point. All right, I love seeing high quality Overwatch played against high quality Overwatch, and that's exactly what we got today. Great plays from A-Bang, and a huge round of applause has to be given for their opponents, DZ, all the way from Thailand. We want to tell everyone, if you want to see more plays like this, facebook.com/Blizzard Esports TW, because it's all the way in Taiwan. And for more action outside of the Overwatch League, Overwatch Path to Pro, follow them on Twitter at OW Path to Pro to keep your eyes on the prize in Tier 2, Tier 3, DZ, and community events. Overwatch Path to Pro. Great play from both teams. I'm a little flustered because that's it from us. You know, that's the last. These are the last few words. These are the days of our lives. These are the last few words the people at home are going to be seeing from us. Follow me at Harold Plays. So we have to and at Quit Stalling Us for me and DZ. We have to say our final words now before we hand things over to our other casters so they can interview the team.
Yes, this was a great experience for us as well. So like, I'm so excited. I'm so glad we got to see high level plays such as this. You know, chat was so on fire, and we just this is one of the greatest. This is one of the good things that happened this year. One of the good things happened despite all the stuff going on. Man, this was amazing. So yeah, Harold. I can't wait to see more Overwatch. And you go, like you said, you follow the socials that we mentioned earlier. Thank you, chat, and thank you, of course, for the opportunity for us to shoutcast this. And I think, yes, again, we're gonna hand over. We're gonna hand things over now to our co-casters, Asterai and Dax. You guys did an amazing job as well. And right now, okay, got a word from Prod. We're gonna go straight to closing. I guess, Harold, this may be it.
We're going to be closing things up here at Overwatch Ace 2020. Congratulations once again to Abang for getting all $25,000 DZ plus the $18,000 they got in the group stage. That's right, DZ. And congratulations. Congratulations to Jacob Bird for coming in as runners-up. $12,000 here in the grand finals, plus $6,000 as well. We'll see you guys next time. Thank you for tuning in to Overwatch Ace. I've been Harold. This has been DZ. We'll see you guys. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Are we muted?